I just finished lifting and I had to lower my weights. Not dramatically, 1 to 2 kilos, but enough to feel frustration. And that irritated me more than I expected. Because last week, after vacation, a stupid small hill on my morning dog walk felt harder than it should have. My breath was heavier, heart rate climbed, and I told myself it was travel, just a few days off. But today in a gym, when the bar felt heavier than it should, the same demon voice came back. Oh, you're relaxed. You're sleeping. You always lose sharpness. You build and then you fall apart. Oh God, it's incredible how fast identity tries to rewrite itself. One fluctuation, and suddenly you're back to being the version of yourself you thought you left for good behind. For a moment, I felt the spiral starting. And that's the real danger. Not the heel itself, not the lighter lift, but the story we tell ourselves. Years ago, I would have escalated immediately, would have added intensity, volume, compensate, punish myself for softness. That's what disciplined women often do. We double down. We mistake aggression for strength. But this time, something interrupted the reflex. And I think that was recognition. Because I know I've crossed mountains, I walked hundreds of kilometers, I've trained consistently for a month. I am not fragile because of one week looked different. So, instead of reacting emotionally, I looked at science, which clearly explains the sequence. Travel shifts, sleep cycles. Hydration changes, plasma volume. Cardio sharpness drops faster than strength. The nervous system recalibrates quickly. And perceived effort rises before real capacity drops. So nothing collapsed. But my identity reacted as if all my past efforts just miraculously disappeared. True misogi is not only tested under extreme pressure. For me, it was tested on a random Thursday after vacation when my breath felt off on a small hill dog walk. And then another test by lifting session today when I lowered my weights. The test wasn't whether I could endure intensity. The test was whether I would turn a temporary dip into a self attack. So I chose governance. No punishment session. No prove you're still strong workout. No undereating. No overcompensating. I returned to structure quietly. Walks at conversational pace with my dog, regular electrolytes, breathing meditation reset in the morning, perfect sleep, lift appropriately, and I know that within several days my power will return. Not all at once, but gradually. I realized today that the reason this didn't spiral into collapse, nothing to do with motivation. It has everything to do with what I've been building for the last 4 months. I'll explain that in a moment. Now I'm going to say something that may irritate you. I understand that calories, hormones, aging matter. And I am not naive or oblivious about physiology. But that's not why most disciplined women keep cycling in and out of correct behavior. They cycle because their identity is fragile. Because one deviation becomes a crisis. Because a heavier breath becomes a moral failure. Because they perform emotional theater instead of practicing governance. We don't lack discipline. We lack identity stability. And that's different. And that difference changes everything. Misogi as a ruption is a reset, and I still choose it. I love mountains and deliberate pressure several times a year. But between eruptions, you have to build. You have to fortify the identity that the mountain revealed to you. The last 4 months have not been about dieting or exercising or discipline. They've been about construction. Becoming the woman who lifts heavy, who has endurance, who moves with agility, who trains regularly, because that is who she is now. I'm not becoming her. I am her now. Not because she's fixing herself, not because she's compensating, but because that is who she is already here. And that's why the deep didn't own me. If your strength disappears after 5 easy days, it was never strength. If lowering a weight you are lifting rewrites your identity, you weren't building capacity, you were managing insecurity. That's harsh, I know that, but this is the truth. Most women don't fail at body recomposition because of calories consumed. They fail because they keep protecting the version of themselves that collapses. Over the next videos, I'm going to show you exactly what I've been building. It's not a diet, not a reset, not an exercise routine, not a punishment cycle. It's identity construction. If you're tired of restarting, stay with me.